All right, so it's only 5 questions, so this shouldn't be too painful. Can actually do it. Here we go. First is 11, and then 14. So right off the bat, 11 and 14 are not too nice because it's asking we have to rearrange that. So let's do this on the side here. So let's do the first one, 5x plus y equals 4. I'm going to subtract minus 5x on both sides. That goes away. Y equals negative 5x plus 4. So basically what I did was throw that 5x to the other side and change the sign. That's basically what I did. Bottom one, x minus y equals 2. So this one, I personally like to get rid of the y and throw the y on the other side. I get rid of these two y's on this side, and the y happens to be on the other side. So now I got x equals y plus 2. I don't have to deal with any negative y's. Now I do minus 2 and minus 2, and I get that y equals x minus 2, which is the same thing. So if you want to switch it around and rewrite it on the other side, make it easier to read, those are my two equations. Okay. One has a negative slope, the other one has a positive slope. Let's start with the top one. So negative 5x plus 4. 4 is my y-intercept. Right, so if you look here, 4 is my y-intercept. Let me change colors on it, right? And it's negative 5 over 1. So negative 5, I know, the graphs are tiny. It's a negative slope, so I'm going to go to 5 and 1 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 to the right. So I can continue. I don't know why. Okay, that, okay. This is what my line looks like. I hope it doesn't shift. Get a ruler, do a better job than I do. And make those dots a little bigger. Right? Arrow, arrow, and we'll call this y equals negative 5x plus 4. And the other one now, I'll do it in blue. It's this guy right here. Y equals x minus 2. The y-intercept is negative 2. So I know. And it's a positive slope. And this one is easy. It's just 1 over 1. So 1 up, 1 to the right. And I'm going to put a circle around this so that we know that's the point of intersection, right? So that's this point right here is where both lines meet. I gotta move that a little bit. Make that a little prettier. Make that, okay, there you go. Arrow, arrow, we'll call this y equals x minus 2. And as you can tell, that circle that I put this with a red inside and blue outline, and we're going to give it what's a coordinate? The coordinate is 1, negative 1. So that's where the 2 points intersect, and that's the solution, right? It's the only point that exists on both lines, and that is my, so I'm going to check my solution. So I'm going to put my two equations. Let me write it down. So I'm going to take that equation, y equals negative 5x plus 4. I'm going to substitute the point 1, negative 1 here. So I get negative 1 over here. Negative 5 times 1 plus 4. Negative 1 equals negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. And then plus 4 is definitely negative 1. So left side equals right side. I'm going to repeat the same process with the other equation, which is the one at the bottom here. So I'm going to change a different color. So the other one is y equals x minus 2. Substitute the y. This is x and this is the y. So I get negative 1 equals 1 minus 2. And negative 1 equals negative 1. So you see my check, this point right here satisfied that equation and that equation. Okay. I think the next one is 14. Okay, 14 is a little bit easier. because one of them we have to do literally nothing. So let me take care of this. The x minus y equals 2. Again, I'm going to do plus y. If you want to subtract x from both sides, that's fine. I think this is easier. It's really up to you. That shouldn't really matter. These two y's go away. I'm left with x equals y plus 2. I'm going to do minus 2 and minus 2. And finally, I get my equation y equals x minus 2. Wait, isn't that the same equation I just did? Yeah, it is. All right. All right, same equation. Makes it life easier. So, again, maybe most of you, so let me rewrite this. So that's the same thing as y equals x minus 2, okay? So I have my two equations, so this, I'm going to just cross it out, not to confuse anybody, so we rewrote it as y equals x minus 2. Let's graph both of them. The first one, the y-intercept is negative 2. And then it's, remember, here's my slope is 1 over 1, so 1 up, 1 to the right, it is positive. So we're going to go 1 up and 1 to the right, right? Because we need it to be a positive slope. So this one, a lot of points. You don't need all those points, but it's there. And just make it a little prettier. And make the points a little bigger. Okay. Those are the points. I mean, there are infinite number of points on this line, but those are the ones I can actually tell you what the coordinates are. This is y equals x minus 2. The other one, so in red, it's x equals negative 2. So this is an undefined right slope. So undefined slope is a vertical line. So let's find negative 2 on the x-axis. Remember, this is the x and this is the y. This is x negative 2. So we're going to, and then, you know what? I'm going to use my, there we go. That's my, oops, really ugly straight line. All right. So, and you notice that they intersect at this point right here. I'll put a circle there. Let me label this. This is x equals negative 2. And the point where they intersect is this point right here. And I'll give it a name. And that is, looks like negative 2 comma negative 4. So that's one point that exists on both lines. Therefore, it should be a solution to those two. So let's do a check. My first equation, y equals x minus 2. And we're going to use the point, sorry, let me write the point, negative 2, negative 4. So y is negative 4 equals, substitute negative 2 minus 2. And so far, so good on the first equation. The second equation is x equals negative 2. And now I replace this x with this value here, negative 2. Oops. Which equals negative 2. Okay, and you can tell both equations are true. All right, so that was really easy. On the back page, I think it's 23, 24. Oh, shoot. 21, 23, 24. 21, 23, 24. That's what it looks like. 21, 23, 24. Let's go 21. All right, ugh, yuck. So we have to rearrange both equations. So let me pull out the first one, negative 6x plus y equals 4. Actually, that's not that bad. So plus 6x plus 6x, that gives me rid of this. And my equation is y equals 6x plus 4. So that's the first one. So I'm going to write over here, y equals 6x plus 4. The second one, negative y minus 2x equals 4. I'm going to add y to both sides. That goes away. I'm left with negative 2x equals y plus 4. Subtract 4 from both sides. And I'm going to get that y equals negative 2x minus 4. If you want, I can switch it around. Same thing. That's my second equation. So let's plot the first one. 6x plus 4. The y-intercept is 4. Make a big circle there. and 6 over 1, rise over 1, right? So it's a positive slope, so I don't have room to go up. Let's go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to go 1 to the right, 1 to the left, sorry. I could go, I mean, we don't have enough space. Wait, we're saving trees, okay? So give me a break. It's a very steep one. Hopefully one of those 2 points is our answer. I'm gonna take this guy out of here. So arrow, give this line a name, y equals 6x plus 4. The other one I'm gonna use red. The other one is this one, y equals negative 2x minus 4. The negative 4 is our y-intercept. This is a negative slope, so it's gonna go down. Negative 2x, put it over 1, rise over 1, so its height is 2, left and right is 1. Changing y is 2, changing x is 1. So if I go up 2, I should go left 1, right? So I'm going to, oops, and here's our answer right now. Up 2, 1 to the right. Up 2, 1 to the right. So I think we got lucky here. So that point right there and this point looks like -1, -2. -1, comma, -2. That's our point of intersection. It's the one point that exists on both lines. So if you do our check, we're going to use this equation right here. I'm going to use this equation to check. So let me write check, and right on top of the check, I'm going to write the point that I'm going to use. And the first equation, y equals 6x plus 4. Let me replace the y with -2 and this x with -1. -2 equals -6 plus 4. -2 equals -2. The other equation, the one in blue here, y equals -2x minus 4. Again, I'm going to replace the x and the y values. -2 equals -2 times 1 minus 4. -2 and -2 times 1 is -2 minus, whoa. Oh, sorry, that was supposed to be -1. -2 times -1 is +2, and then minus 4 is going to give me -2. Okay, so it worked for both. Next one is, sorry, I forgot, 23 and 24, okay? Ugh, uglier. So 23 is a mess. Let's talk about the first one. 0 equals -3x minus 4 minus 2y. So instead of throwing -3x and minus 4 to the other side, let's just throw the 2y. So let's do plus 2y plus 2y. If I do that, that goes away. I'm left with 2y equals -3x minus 4. Divide everything by 2. We get y equals -3 over 2x minus 2. So that's equation 1. Equation 2, again, actually equation 2 is pretty much done. So let me just rearrange this. So I get y equals, I'm going to write -½ x plus 2. So just a little change in order. Those are my two equations. All right, let's stick to blue for the first equation, equation 1. And it's -2 is my y-intercept right here. It's a negative slope, so it's the change in y is 3 and the change in x is 2. So 1, 2, 3. If I go up 3, I have to go left 2. Up 3, left 2. Down 3, right 2. All right, so that it's not that bad. Where is my... Hey. Oh, here it is. Let's move that. Not bad. Give this a name. y equals negative 3x over 2 minus 2. The other one, we'll do it in red. This one, equation 2. Again, negative, but the y-intercept is positive 2. And changing y is 1, and changing x is 2. So if I go 1 down, I have to go 2 to the left, right, sorry. 1 down, 2 to the right. If I go up, it's 1 up, 2 to the left, 1 up, to the left. Oh, here we go. I'm going to circle that. So that's our point of intersection. Let me put a line there. Okay, so arrow, let's give this line a name, which is y equals negative 1 over 2x plus 2. Our point of intersection is this guy here, so it's negative 4 and positive 4, negative 4, comma 4. Negative 4, comma 4. We're going to do our check. So please, I mean, on the check, if you want to use this, you can. I just used that one, the ones that we let's do a check. So again, the check, let's do it with the first equation. Y equals negative 3 over 2x minus 2. We're going to use the point negative 4 and 4, so y is 4. Negative 3 over 2 times negative 4 minus 2. So 4 equals, and if we simplify this, this becomes 1, and this becomes 2. Negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6 minus 2, and 4 equals 4. The other equation, I'll do it here a little bit on the bottom here. Well, actually, let me just do it under there. So again, I'm going to replace the y with 4, replace the x with negative 4. So 4 equals, and again, we can simplify this. That becomes a 2. Negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2, which we add to the other 2. 4 equals 4. All right, so that point is a solution to both lines. 24. This is the first equation here. Let me do it here. Negative 2x minus y equals 1. Again, you can add 2x, or I'm just going to do it this way. Plus y on both sides. That goes away. Negative 2x equals y plus 1. Subtract 1 from each side. We get y equals negative 2x minus 1, which I'm going to rewrite it as y equals negative 2x minus 1. That's our first equation. Our second equation, let me change colors in blue. Negative 6x equals 3y plus 3. In this case, I am going to subtract 3 from both sides. And I get negative 6x minus 3 equals 3y. Now I have to divide everything by 3. These 3 goes away, so I get y equals, and let me write this a little better. Negative 6x, sorry, we can simplify. Negative 6 and 3 is negative 2. And 3 over 3 is 1. Negative 3 over 3. So let me just change sides here. Negative 2x minus 1. So that's our second equation. Okay. Now we can graph. Let's talk about the first one in red. The y-intercept is negative 1 right here. I'm going to put a big circle. It's a negative slope. Let me put that 2 over 1. So we know that line is going to aim downhill, right? So changing y is 2, changing x is 1. So 2 up, 1 to the left. Has to be to the left. 2 up, 1 to the left. 2 up, 1 to the left. And there. That's my line. Okay. I can now arrow. Let me give this guy a name. Y equals negative 2x minus 1. The other line in blue, notice how I just noticed it. Notice that it's the same slope, the same y-intercept. So that line, by the way, it's right on top, and I'll put it in blue. Right? So both lines are on top of each other. So in this case, the answer is, I mean, think about it. This line is made up of millions, infinite number of points, right? So you could put, we could pick any point on this line and it would satisfy both equations. So for this one, because both lines are on top of each other, we can write there's an infinite number of solutions. It's not just one point where they intersect. Both lines in solution. Both lines are on top of each other. So whatever, any point that satisfies that line also satisfies the other line. And because there's infinite number of points on each line, there's an infinite number of solutions. Okay.